السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
يعطيك العافية.
الله يعافيك.
مبين قدامكم الكتاب؟
مبين.
اوكي. إذا اليوم نعطي فكرة عن الchapters that we are going to cover throughout the semester. طبعا we'll be talking about the essay. طبعا the essay here in this book introduces students at high, intermediate to low, advanced level to 5 paragraph essays. Yeah, this book له effective academic writing. طبعا essay will make students abreast at writing the 5 or a 5 writing is a 5 paragraph essay. طبعا the first unit or the first chapter of this book provides a thorough review of short essay structure and addresses issues of coherence and unity. Then the first chapter or unit has something about short essay structure and how to write short essays and long essays. Okay. Then the first chapter or unit talks about how the short essays are written and what is the structure of short essays. طبعا برضه بالإضافة في عندنا coherence and unity. Also this chapter will be talking about coherence and unity, يعني how to write a coherent and unified essay. طبعا each طبعا في عندنا حوالي 5 units أو chapters in the book. طبعا we will not be talking about all of them, but we'll be talking about 3 of them. Then في عندنا 5 units with 5 different types of essays. So we طبعا زي ما قلنا المرة الماضية we'll be interested in 3 chapters or units. Well, number 1 is a process analysis essay. The second one is cause and effect essay. And number 3 is what? Argumentative essay. So this book offers you a number of opportunities for also practicing relevant grammar points. And these grammar presentation practices are related to grammar sensitivity. So this book contains several features which are intended to support students in developing the skills that they need in college writing. And we'll talk about what we have in each unit. طبعا each unit has an authentic text to provide the students or to provide ideas and context for the assignment or writing assignment. At a strategic point in the unit, students read and analyze authentic student essays. يعني في عندنا هنا authentic essays written by students. So we have to read and analyze these essays, okay, to see how other students have written on the same or similar topic. So we have different essays written by students. So the goal is what? To analyze these essays and to find out how other students have written such essays. طبعا in addition to this, each unit has vocabulary and brainstorming activities. طبعا these activities and vocabulary help students generate the language or produce the language and concepts needed for what? For their essays. So in addition to the students' essays, في عندنا vocabulary or brainstorming activities. طبعا those help students to produce the language and concepts needed for their essays. برضو عندنا each unit contains concise and effective Each unit contains contains concise and effective language presentations designed to develop students' understanding of rhetorical modes and to improve their grammatical accuracy. So we have what we call concise and effective language presentation. And what's the goal of these presentations? To develop students' understanding of different rhetorical modes. زي ما قلنا عندنا في عندنا cause effects, في عندنا process analysis, and we have argumentative. Also, it could improve students' grammatical accuracy. But in addition to that, each unit has useful writing outlines so that students can structure their writing and internalize their practice. Okay. In addition, also each unit offers collaborative learning activities, allowing students to work together and share ideas. إذن في عنا collaborating learning activities which help students to cooperate and work together and share their ideas. Also, we have useful writing outlines so students can structure their writing and internalize the practice of writing. Also, at some points in the book or in the unit, editing exercises and editing checklists are provided so students can refine their writing. So each unit has what we call editing exercises and editing checklist. So students can refine their writing or can improve their writing. Also, we have timed writing activities. This is what at the end of each unit to prepare students to write in class, okay? To write in class. Also, we have a series of learning-friendly appendices at the end of the book to encourage students' independency, to help them in in their writing the essay. Okay. Now we'll be talking about unit organization. Come on. Each unit has a theme and a writing task. Then this unit guides the writer or the student through a 5-part process of gathering ideas. إذن في عنا أول شيء 5 parts of gathering ideas, then organizing an outline, then drafting, revising, and editing. إذن هون في عنا 5-part of gathering ideas, طبعا organizing an outline, drafting, revising, and editing. So when students write, they practice specific skills and put language knowledge to work to produce an essay which abides by academic conventions. So the rhetorical and language-related goals of the unit are identified on the opener page. Now, نشوف part number one. Part one, number one, opens with image to spark interest as students begin thinking about the topic. طبعا each part here we have what we call image, يعني picture. So why is this picture here or image? To spark or to attract students and help them to begin thinking about the topic. طبعا this image is followed by what we call a short authentic text. شو يعني authentic text؟ يعني natural text، يعني written or spoken by native speakers of English. طبعا في عندنا in this part questions. When students should answer the questions about the passage, and the answers to these questions will help students or you to connect the writer ideas to their own knowledge and experience. يعني everybody has knowledge and experience. So the purpose or the goal is to make a connection between the ideas you have and your own knowledge and experience. Then after that, in this part, this in part one, we'll move to a free writing activity. And this is an unstructured writing task. Here, free writing, yani students write what about a topic freely without paying attention to grammar or organization or punctuation and so on. Just here, the purpose is what? To encourage students to write. Okay. إذا بنسميها free writing. Okay. This is كله ايش in part 1. In part 2 طبعا students are introduced to specific rhetorical mode. طبعا we start with brainstorming ideas and vocabulary that you as a student use to write your essay. Then you learn about rhetorical organization features and read and analyze student essay. Even here, we can learn about rhetorical organization features and read and analyze the students that students have written what in the book. Finally, students after this produce an outline for the essay they will write later in the unit. Then in this part, in part 2, at the end of part 2, students will be able to write an outline. Outline means it's a kind of guideline for the student what to write when he starts the actual writing. Okay. We move to part 3. Part 3, students here develop their ideas from the outline. طبعا an outline. Now, when a student starts writing at the writing stage, he can use these ideas that he generated in the first part, and then he made an outline for these ideas. So students here can develop the ideas from the air outline and start to produce or write the first draft. In this part also, we have a second student essay for students to analyze. Then another essay that students should analyze this. As they answer the questions about the second student model, and students review the organization features learned in part 2. In part 2 في عندنا organizational features, and in this case, student when they answer the questions about the second student model, the model which a student wrote, when students, as we are talking about you, students are writers, review the organizational features that he has or she has learned in part 2. After that, they are introduced to specific level appropriate language points. هنا في عندنا language points that students should be able to know. Why? Because these language points will help you to shape and structure your writing. Okay? Now, students at this stage write their first draft, and we can use a peer review checklist. Each peer review checklist check. Now here, this checklist, or the goal of this checklist, is to be sure that you have not forgotten anything related to to writing an essay. Okay. The next chapter is chapter 4. In this chapter, students will edit their writing and produce or write the final draft, before handing in the draft. So in this part, students are trained to edit their writing and write the final draft. In this part, students should focus on particular grammar trouble spots relevant to the theme and rhetorical style presented in the unit. Then our focus هنا بكون عندنا ايش؟ grammatical mistakes. So, following the concise language presentation, students complete practice exercise to help them develop their grammar skills. هنا طبعا الفوكس بكون على grammar skills, so students can develop their grammar skills and build confidence in themselves, as confidence help them to write confidently. طبعا the last exercise here focuses on the accuracy of what? Of the grammatical points, and involves what you call editing of piece of writing. طبعا editing here زي ما قلنا يعني revising here means revising the ideas. بينما editing focuses on what? Checking the points or the grammatical points, punctuation, and capitalization, and fixed it. Okay. So after editing بيكون ايش هنا؟ We are done with our essay. And the last part is what? Part 5. طبعا هنا part 5 is called putting it all together. Putting it all together. يعني after we finish everything, we put our ideas, what we have written together. طبعا this is the summary of the other parts of the units. يعني what we have done in the first 4 parts is what is put together here in this part. طبعا through a series of skill exercises, students review the points covered in part 1 to 4. إذن we have here exercises, or some skill exercises. Here students can review the points that have been discussed in part 1 to 4. Then at the end here, they are given the opportunity to write a timed essay writing using similar rhetorical focus. طبعا هون بكون different topic. إذن this is the last stage. Students are allowed or given the opportunity to write a timed essay writing. Timed يعني with time. It's timed with time. Here, طبعا we choose topic from your own, then you write about this topic. طبعا هنا guidelines for using their time efficiently are suggested. برضو part 5 provides also students with comprehensive checklist to review what they have written. إذا في عندنا comprehensive checklist, so before handing in your paper, you have to checklist what you have written to be sure that all the elements of writing have been mentioned in your essay. طبعا هنا الunit ends with suggested tasks for future writing. يعني what can we write in the future by using different ideas and different topic. Any question about this? طبعا هاي عن general introduction and the whole book, what we have in the book or in the textbook. Any question about this? Okay. بنشوفوا طبعا هنا part 1 طبعا unit 1 part 1 في عندنا stimulus ideas زي ما حكينا عنهم قبل شوي هذول بتكون بالبارت 1. stimulus ideas يعني these pictures here help you to think about the topic and make connection with what you are going to write in this unit. Now let's look at these pictures here. We have 3 pictures here. We have people in these different pictures. So we have discussed the questions about these 3 pictures. Now, let's start with the first question. What type of writing are the students in the pictures, there are 3 pictures, practicing? What do you think? ديما
Essay writing.
خلينا نشوف the first picture on the left. What type of writing is the student here on the left writing?
I think an essay writing.
Essay writing, yes. ممكن يكون essay writing. Okay, as we see, this is essay writing, yes. What about picture 2? What about picture 2? إذا the first picture نقدر نقول مثلا academic writing, okay? Academic writing, okay, أو essay writing, يعني academic writing, okay. Second picture. Second picture, Nasreen.
Yeah, doctor. Maybe he's writing a report for academic writing.
يعني ممكن he's writing a research paper ممكن okay.
Yeah, maybe.
And, picture 2, this student may be writing what we call and هنا he is looking ايش at the computer ممكن الانترنت and he is trying to find what in the computer or the internet. What's he trying to find?
He's trying to search about specific information.
Yeah, he's looking for specific information about his topic. Then he's reading information or articles ممكن papers about what? About the topic he is going what to write. Okay. The third picture. What's the topic of the third picture?
Maybe it's a personal writing.
Yes, like what, for example?
Like day-to-day living.
Diary, ممكن diary.
Yeah.
Yes. The third person in the picture here, he may be writing what? Diary. إذا بنقدر هون نستشف إنه في عندنا 3 types of writing here. Okay. طبعا كل picture has purpose for writing أو goal. قلنا number 1 ممكن تكون writing exam ممكن he is answering exam question exam or writing an essay. Number 2 he is looking for information, for example, on the internet about a topic he chose. Number 3 إنه the person in picture number 3 he's writing مثلا ممكن his ايش diary.
His diary. Yeah.
Yes, she is writing notes in her diary. Okay. السؤال هنا, which of these 3 types of writing have you experienced as a student?
Maybe the second one.
The second one. شو second one?
To make a research about something.
Yes. يعني looking for information on the internet to write مثلا a research paper. Okay, good.
Yeah.
طيب, where and when do you like to write? Where and when, يعني time will place here. طبعا هذا personal question. Where and when?
Can I answer?
Yes.
Maybe I would like to write in a calm space where there is no noise.
Like what? Like what, for example?
Like on the library.
In the library, yes.
Yeah.
And what's the time for that?
In the morning, where there is a lot of light, so I can see very well and write and being focused.
Yes, good. Then the place is the library and the time is in the morning. Good. طبعا, what are the different kinds of writing you do? What are the different kinds of writing you do? انت طبعا هذا برضه personal question.
Doctor, maybe we write notes.
Notes, yes. In the class, you mean?
Summaries, yeah, summaries for something.
Yes, summaries. Yes.
Yeah, and a little of research, not too much.
Research. يعني ممكن you write emails برضه, okay?
Yeah, maybe emails.
It's good. إذا لاحظنا هنا بنسميها stimulating ideas. شو يعني stimulating ideas اللي حكينا عنهم هذول؟ إنه تعطينا key إيش؟ the kind of type of writing that people what usually write. Okay. إذا هذا طبعا بدينا part 1. Part 1 قلنا فيه stimulating ideas which help us to think about the topic we have chosen to write about. طيب نشوف هنا rhetorical focus. طبعا هنا في عندنا 2 types of writing. قلنا في عندنا short essay writing, في عندنا long essay writing. إذا في عندنا short essay writing و long essay writing. هنا خلينا نتعرف شو short essay writing أو شو structure of the short essay, شو structure of the longer essay. طيب شو عندنا بالshort essay? Short essay has 3 basic parts. اللي هو introduction, 1 or 2 body paragraphs. Conclusion. إذن short structure, short essay بيكون 3 parts. Introduction ممكن يكون 1 أو 2 body paragraphs. Conclusion برضه concluding paragraph. طبعا كل part is separate paragraph. يعني بكونوش كلهم مع بعض، بكون separate. يعني بكون عندنا هنا بنقدر نقول they are indented. اوكي. طبعا هنا كل sentence الفيرست sentence كل paragraph شو بتكون indented. شو يعني indented؟
It into the period.
شو يعني indented؟
يعني بيحطوا مساحة بادئة لإلها.
مساحة، يعني أول جملة بالباراجراف بتكون إيش؟ بترك فراغ على اليسار. أوكي؟ هاي بنسميها indentation. أوكي. إذا الشورت إيسي له 3 parts أو 3 components. طبعا نبدأ بالintroduction. الانترودكشن بتكون the first paragraph of the essay. إذا introduction the first paragraph of the essay. What do we have in this paragraph? We have thesis of the essay. شو يعني thesis؟ طبعا هي بنسميها المين ايد، يعني which states what the entire essay is about. إذا بالintroduction بنسميها في عندنا thesis. الثيسس يعني زي التوبيك سنتنس. شو يعني الثيسس؟ يعني فيها المين ايدي، بتكون الايدي فيها جنرال مش سبيسيفيك. اوكي، جنرال بس برضه بنفس الوقت مش تو جنرال مش تو جنرال. اوكي، نوت سبيسيفيك. هاي اللي بالنسبه للثيسس. طيب نمبر 2 هاي بارت 1. اذا بارت 1 بالإسي في عندنا ايش؟ ثيسس. ثيسس اللي قلنا ايش ثيسس؟ بكون فيها المين ايدي اللي بينبنى الباراجراف بعديها على الايش؟ على الايديا اللي في بالثيسس. اوكي. السكند بارت اللي هي البادي باراجرافز. طبعا شو الجول اوف ذا بادي باراجرافز؟ تو ديفلوب ذا ايديا بريزنتد ان انتراكشن. عشان قلنا في الانتراكشن في عندنا ثيسس، فالبادي باراجراف شو بتعمل؟ بتعمل ديفلوبينج للايديا الموجوده بالايش؟ بالثيسس. اوكي. نفس الوقت each paragraph has topic sentence. طبعا التوبيك سنتنس منين ناخذ التوبيك سنتنس؟ من الثيسس، لان قلنا الثيسس بتكون جنرال، بتكون فيها عده ايديز الثيسس، فبناخذ منها ايش؟ ايديا. اوكي. اذا each body paragraph has a topic sentence. اذا كل body paragraph بنكتبها شو بده يكون فيها؟ topic sentence. بعد التوبيك سنتنس شو بنعمل بالتوبيك سنتنس؟ بنعملها ايش؟ developing.
details يعني.
developing يعني اشرحها. explanation. اوكي. طبعا هاي ديتيلز شو بتعمل؟ support the thesis in the introduction. اذا هنا بكون علاقه ايش؟ بالثيسس introduction، لانها جزء من الثيسس introduction. واضح؟ فبنعمل هون ايش؟ developing يعني explaining او supporting the thesis in the introduction. التوبيك سنتنس حكينا عنها بكل body paragraph. شو وظيفتها؟ It talks about what the body paragraph is about. Okay. What that body paragraph is about. يعني paragraph مثلا body paragraph number 1 لما يكون عندنا topic sentence tells us that this paragraph is about this idea. Okay. The second paragraph نفس الشيء فيها topic sentence tells us about what the second paragraph is about. طبعا كل ما هذول لهم علاقه بايش؟ بالثيسس حكينا عليه وين قلنا احنا ثيسس؟ اللي وين؟
In the introduction.
اوكي. طيب. إذا this is ايش؟ This is the second part اللي هو البادي باراجراف. يعني قلنا البادي باراجراف بالشورت اسي بتكون يا بتكون 1 باراجراف او 2 باراجرافز، مش not more than 2 paragraphs، لان اسمها ايش؟ شورت اسي. conclusion برضه عباره عن ايش؟ هاي last part او third part. شو بنكتب بالconclusion؟ what do we write in the conclusion؟
the summaries of
ممكن نكتب فيها summary of the main points اللي حكينا عنهم خلال البادي باراجرافز نمبر 1 2 3 او 1 و 2. ممكن نكتب
انه we repeat the what the information in the introduction.
نقدر نقول restatement of the thesis.
restatement.
شو يعني restatement of the thesis؟
يعني بنصيغها بشيء ثاني.
مضبوط. يعني we rewrite the thesis in different language. هذا الهدف.
just to remember the
يعني بنعمل close للايش؟ للاسم. بنفس الوقت ممكن تكتب فيها recommendation، ممكن
advice.
ممكن تضيف فيها summary of the main points in the essay. ممكن تحكي فيها تستخدم فيها insight، ممكن warning، اوكي، ممكن recommendation. يعني هاي كلها ايش؟ بس اهم شيء بالconclusion you don't add any new information. اوكي. وين بتكون information new كلها؟ وين بتكون؟ بالبيدي باراجراف 1 و 2. واضح؟ الكونكلوجن ما فيها شيء نيو، بس عباره عن ايش؟ كلوزنج اب للايسي. بكون هنا فيها ممكن يكون ستيتنج للثيس ستيتمنت، ممكن يكون فيها سمري للمين بوينتس، ممكن تعمل ريكومنديشن، ممكن تعمل وورنينج، ممكن تعمل سجستشن، ممكن تعمل انسايت. كل وين هذا بالكونكلوجن. واضح؟ اذا الكونكلوجن ما فيها اي شيء فيها ايش جديد، يعني you don't add anything to the conclusion. واضح؟
Yes.
في عندكم اي سؤال بالنسبه لحكيته؟
If I want to put a questions in the introduction or can I put a questions in the conclusion?
question ايش يعني؟
مثلا what do you think about what you read or what do you expect?
المفروض تكون بالintroduction علشان تجذب يعني تجذب القارئ.
طبعا الكويستشن بكون ممكن بالانترودكشن مشان تعمل اتراكت للريدر. اوكي اتراكت للريدر. اوكي عشان طبعا اي شيء انت بهمك انه مثلا ريدر read it. اوكي يعني if you don't have what we call attractive essay يعني people would not or readers would not read it. انت تعملها من الاول ايش؟ اتراكشن للريدر. واضح؟ اتراكشن. شو الاتراكشن؟ هسه لما يجي الاتراكشن بكون في جمله اسمها هوك. اوكي hook in the beginning of the essay بتكون عاده the first sentence in the introduction. The first sentence in the introduction. Now let's look at the elements of a short essay. Elements. What are the elements؟ حكينا عنهم قبل شويه. قلنا الانترودكشن. نعم.
دكتور يعني انه ممكن انه نكتب questions بالconclusion or no؟
اذا بتكتب question بالconclusion بتكون مقدمه يعني ايش لاي شيء ثاني. اوكي الكويستشن عاده
يعني we can't write a question that we are not waiting for an answer for it.
Yes.
Maybe I write about the dangers of smoking and
yes.
I give a lot of information. Then in the conclusion I just ask, are you going to still smoking after knowing all of this information?
Yes. يعني هنا it's a kind of يعني warning. Okay. Warning. هاي عبارة عن warning. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
خلينا نشوف هون short essay becoming an academic writer. Who would like to read? Would like to read?
I would like.
سارة؟
دنيا
يلا يا دنيا.
Learning how to write an academic essay is essential for students who are planning to attend college. Most professors require critiques of books and films, research papers, and formal reports related to the content of their courses. When I first started college, I was excited about facing this challenge and pursuing my major, media and
هاي دنيا وين رحتي؟ دنيا؟ يا دنيا.
يس دكتور يس.
شو خلصتي ولا ما عليك؟
لا بعدني بس هو يعني بفصل عندي وهيك
يس. كملي.
when I first I was determined to improve my writing.
Yes.
To achieve this goal, I focused on 3 points: the content of an essay, correct grammar, and advanced level vocabulary. As soon as I
Okay,
started
okay.
to write,
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. إذا هي شو عندنا شايفين first paragraph؟ شو مسميها introduction؟ شايفين indentation 1 شايفين 1 هون indentation؟
Yes.
هاي مسميها indentation. كل باراجراف كيف بدنا نعرف لنا باراجراف؟ نعملها ايش؟
بالindentation.
indentation. شايفين؟ هاي باراجراف وهاي
Yeah.
باراجراف تحت indentation. يعني ما بتقدر تحطها من اول سطر، لازم تكون ايش في indentation مشان نميزها الباراجراف عن الثاني. واضح؟ فانت لما تكتب بدك تستخدم هاي الاسلوب. اوكي؟ طيب خلينا نشوف الاول the first sentence. The first sentence شايفين هاي learning.
Yes.
Learning how to write an essay is essential for students who are planning to attend college. هاي عبارة عن ايش يعني؟
Topic sentence.
هاي مش توبك، لا. هاي بنسميها what we call hook. شو يعني hook؟ يعني hook هاي شو بتعمل للريدر؟
To attract.
attraction للريدر. إذا it makes what؟ ايش؟ attracting what؟ the reader. واضح؟ اوكي. إذا هنا learning how to write academic essay is essential for students who are planning to attend college. إذا هاي عبارة نستخدمها ايش؟ نقول
hook sentence.
إذا هم نركز احنا لو بنكتب نحط الاليمنتس، كل باراجراف شو الاليمنتس. هنا بالانترودكشن بيكون في 3 اليمنتس. انا بحسب بالتصميم بحسب عليهم. اذا مش حاطهم بحسب لك عليهم. اوكي. اول شيء الهوك. واضح؟ يعني الهوك لازم تكون ايش؟ اتراكتيف، مش اي هوك تحط اي جمله. هاي نمبر 1. واضح؟ اذا عندنا learning how to write an academic essay is essential for students who are planning to attend college. هاي عباره عن hook which attracts the reader to read your essay. طيب خلينا نشوف نمبر 2. Most professors require the critiques of books and films, research papers, and formal reports related to the content of their courses. When I first started college, I was excited about facing these challenges and pursuing my major media and communication. طيب شو بيعتبر هذول الجمل؟ My professor require critiques of books and films, research papers.
Background information.
شايفين هنا when I first started college هي عبارة عن ايش نسميها؟ anecdote. شو anecdote؟ anecdote يعني شغلة صارت معك بالماضي. يقول when I first started college بيحكي عن experience. اوكي. I was excited about facing these challenges. These طبعا challenges هم اللي هو writing ايش؟ research paper. So I'm pursuing my major media and communication. I was determined to improve my writing. إذا شو صار عمل الهدف عنده؟
To improve
their
writing.
إيش؟ His writing. Okay?
Yeah.
His writing. طيب.
دكتور من عند must professor what do we call this sentence?
Background information.
إيش؟
Okay. Can you repeat just and when I first started college we call what do we call this sentence?
هاي عبارة عن يعني نسميها anecdote. شو يعني anecdote؟ يعني experience صارت معك. Okay?
Oh, Doctor, when we say this, when we saw this, it is informal or formal?
شو هاي formal؟ هذا أكاديمي اسمها academic writing.
Oh, okay.
academic writing يعني ما نكتب ايش ايميلز ولا نكتب مثلا دايرز، نكتب ايش؟ نكتب academic writing. نلتزم بالاليمنتس. إذا بنلاحظ هنا طبعا الفيرست سنتنس كانت عبارة عن هوك، السكند والثيرد والفورث عبارة عن باك جراوند انفورميشن. من خلال الباك جراوند انفورميشن دي كان عندنا ايش؟ كان عندنا انكدوت. اوكي طيب خلينا نشوف اللاست سنتنس. To achieve this goal. شو الاجل goal؟ Improve my writing ولا لا؟ To achieve this goal I focus on 3 points: the content of an essay, correct grammar and advanced level vocabulary. شو هي بنسميها اخر جملة؟
thesis in
هاي
statements.
شو
Yeah.
فيها thesis؟ فيها المين ايديا، شو المين ايديا؟ انه to achieve this goal I focus على ايش؟ 3 points شو هم؟ content correct grammar and vocabulary. لاحظنا؟
Yeah.
طبعا انت لما تطلع على 3 points من هون نقدر نستشف انه كل باراجراف تحكي عن ايش؟ عن جزء من هاي من الثيسيس. واضح؟ هاي خلصنا بالنسبه للانترودكشن. الانترودكشن فيها 3 elements، فلما انت تكتب بدك تكتب 3 elements بالانترودكشن. واضح؟ اذا اي element ناقص بحاسبك عليه بالتصريف. واضح؟ اذا شو عندنا الاليمنتس بالانترودكشن؟ اول شيء قلنا
الهوك sentence.
نمبر 1. نمبر 2 باك جراوند انفورميشن.
Yeah.
نمبر 3
thesis statements.
طبعا الثيسيس اهم شيء، اذا مش كاتبها تروح عليك نص العلامه. واضح؟
لأنها تعتبر هي المين ايديا.
هي آية حتى بيجي احط يدوروا عليك 2 علامات. اوكي؟
Yeah.
فبدك تركز على الثيسيس، والثيسيس لازم تكون ايش؟ جنرال. اوكي؟ لما نقول مثلا 3 بوينتس كونتنت في طبعا كلمه عامه كونتنت، نشوف شو الكونتنت نقول كوريكت جرامر. شو يعني كوريكت جرامر؟ بعدين ادفانس ليفل فوكابلري. شو ادفانس ليفل فوكابلري؟ واضح؟ طيب ننتقل لباراجراف 2. شو الباراجراف 2 نقدر نسميها يعني؟
البودي.
بودي. اوكي؟ اذا شو بنسميها؟ بودي. طيب خلينا نشوف شو في البودي. I would like to read.
أنا.
Yes.
As soon as I started to write for colleague, I realized that colleague
college,
writing
not
was
colleague. College.
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 I realized that college writing was different from the writing I was used to doing. In high school, most of my writing dealt with my personal experience. I wrote mainly about my family, childhood, and friends. In contrast, college writing focused on a variety of issues that I was unfamiliar with, such as reacting to a piece of literature or writing about the community. Therefore, the most important things for me was to understand the assigned topic before attempting my first draft. Moreover, I realized that I had to improve my understanding of grammar in order to write for college. Consequently, I made grammar my second priority. I reviewed the basic grammatical structure, such as subject and verbs, and checked all my work for verb tense consistency and punctuation. Lastly, because I was accustomed to writing letters. Accustomed to writing letters and informal essays, I usually wrote the way I spoke with my family and friends. I soon realized that academic writing required a much more sophisticated vocabulary. Thus, I bought a new dictionary and this source. What is doctor?
Thesaurus, yes.
To help expand my vocabulary.
طيب خلينا نشوف هاي البادي مظبوط. كم باراجراف بالبادي؟ How many paragraphs in the body?
2.
1. آخر واحد شايفين تحت نغبر 3. شو هاي 3؟
conclusion.
هاي
conclusion.
conclusion.
Okay. إذا عندنا كم body paragraph؟ نمبر منه واحدة بس هاي 1 body paragraph شو فيها كل الايدياز. اوكي اللي حكينا عنهم شو هم؟ الكونتنت، correct grammar and advanced vocabulary. خلينا نبدأ بالجملة الأولى. As soon as I started writing for college, I realized that college writing was different from the writing I was used to doing. إنه هو شو بحكي؟ إنه when this person started writing for college, إنه تأكد إنه this writing is not like the writing he used to write when he was in school. Okay. شو أنا بوضح الفكرة. In high school, most of my writing dealt with my personal experiences. إذا شو كانت نوع type of writing كانت إيش؟ personal experiences. يعني ما عنده كان academic writing. واضح؟ So I wrote mainly about my family. شو كانت type of writing about family, childhood and friends. إذا هاي شو نسميها إيش؟ personal experience. In contrast, وأنا بنعمل contrast between إيش؟ between school writing and إيش؟ and college writing. In contrast بيستخدمنا هون in contrast هي عبارة عن connector تعمل إيش؟ تعمل contrasting الايدياز. أوكي؟ هاي من هون بنستخدم هاي الكونكتر نعمل cohesion بالباراجراف. اوكي طيب in contrast college writing focus on a variety of issues that I was unfamiliar with. اذا difference هي انه college writing تعمل focus on issues that this student was unfamiliar with them. Okay, زي ايش؟ reacting to a piece of literature or writing about the community. Okay, إذن this is what the type of issues the students did not was not trained on. لو ايش؟ reacting to a piece of literature or writing about the community. Therefore, عشان استخدم هون برضو connector therefore عبارة عن result here. The most important thing for me was to understand the assigned topic before attempting my first draft. إذا شو what should you do first? The most important thing to understand the topic. يعني قبل ما نكتب شو بنعمل لازم we should understand our topic before writing. Okay. يعني you cannot write about something you don't understand ولا لا؟ Okay.
Yes.
طيب. moreover هون في عندنا في برضه كونكتر تعمل addition للinformation in the paragraph. I realized that I had to improve my understanding of grammar. طيب شايفين لاحظين قبل moreover شو في عندنا؟ يعني ايش حكى البادي هاي؟ حكت شو عندنا قلنا طلعت فيس مره ثانيه. شو قلنا؟ الفوكس شو البوينت الاولى؟ ذا كونتنت. ها؟ اذا لاحظتوا قبل moreover هيكون بتحكي عن الكونتنت. واضح؟ طيب لما قلنا moreover يعني نعمل اديشن هنا للسكند بوينت. شو السكند بوينت؟ I realized that I had to improve my understanding of grammar. grammar شايفينها بالثيسس نمبر 2. لاحظين؟ اذا هنا عملنا بالجزء الاول من البادي باراجراف عملنا ايش؟ عملنا developing ايش؟ للكونتنت. يعني we talk about content. السكند بارت of the body شو بدنا نحكي عن الجرامر. اوكي؟ اللي هي نفس الموجوده بالثيسس ولا لا؟ اوكي.
Yes.
Then I realized that I had to improve my understanding of grammar in order to write for college. Consequently, برضه connector. What did she or he do? I made grammar my second priority. إذا شو كانت first priority?
Understanding.
Content يعني. شو الكونتنت يعني؟
Understanding the grammar.
يعني كنت تبع الباسج اللي تكتبه الإيسيه. الايديز يعني هل الايديز موجوده ايش؟ in your essay. اذا شو second priority اللي هو grammar. اذا الفيرست priority كانت ايش؟ content. اوكي. طبعا هو ما حكاش first priority بس يقول my second priority اللي هو الجرامر. اذا شو بكون الفيرست؟ content. طبعا هنا I made grammar my second priority. I reviewed the basic grammatical structure. شو عملت او عمل؟ reviewed the basic grammatical structure such as subjects and verbs and checked all my work for verb consistency and punctuation. إذا to improve in this part شو عملت أو عمل؟ made grammar his or her second priority. He or she reviewed the basic grammatical structure, the subject to verb, and checked all the work for tense consistency and punctuation. Lastly, طبعا الآن نقول lastly معناته إيش؟ is the end of the essay. Lastly, because I was accustomed to writing letters and informal essays, I usually wrote the way I spoke with my family and friends. إذن هنا شو كان نوع الكتابة؟ I usually wrote the way I spoke. لاحظ؟ يعني أنت لما بتكتب زي ما بتقول speak. أوكي؟ لأنها اسمها academic writing. فبتستخدم لغة خاصة بالرايتنج. إذن هنا شو كان طبعا هذا الرايتر شو بقول؟ I usually wrote the way I spoke with my family and friends. إذا شو لازم يغير. Okay. I soon realized that academic writing requires a much more sophisticated vocabulary. إذا academic writing شو بدها؟ much more sophisticated vocabulary. Thus شو عمل أو عملت؟ I bought a new dictionary and thesaurus to help expand my vocabulary. شايفين آخر جملة شو هي آخر جزء من البديل؟ شو بيحكي
I bought a new dictionary.
عن vocabulary. وين الفوكابلري موجوده؟ وين بالثيسس فوق؟ شفتوها بالثيسس فوق موجوده؟ فوكابلري اخر شيء ادفانس ليفل فوكابلري.
ليفل فوكابلري.
لاحظتوا انتوا انا شو عملنا؟ شرحنا الثري بوينت شو هم؟ الكونتنت، الجرامر
والكوركت جرامر.
لاحظتوا؟ شو بنسميها؟ بنسميها يونيتي. شو يعني يونيتي؟ يعني كتبنا كل شيء له علاقه بالايش؟ بالمين ايدي.
بالتوبكس.
يعني ما كتبناش عن شيء غير هذول الثلاثه. لاحظين؟ اذا بتكتب شيء يعني غير هذول الثلاثه بصير عندك اوف توبيك. شو يعني اوف توبيك؟ بكون irrelevant. يعني بكون عندك ايش؟ lack of unity بالإيسي تبعك. lack of unity يعني فيش unity. واضح؟ اذا لاحظتوا كل البادي باراجراف في بادي باراجراف نمبر 1 كل الايدياز فيها وين لها علاقه بايش؟ ها؟ بالثيسس. شو عملت
بالثيسس.
الثيسس؟ عملت ديفلوبينج للايديز بالثيسس. واضح؟ طيب
واضح.
خلينا نشوف اللاست باراجراف. هي اللي بنسميها ايش قلنا؟
conclusion.
تعال شوف فيها academic writing requires critical thinking skills and understanding of the topic high level vocabulary and correct grammar. شو هذول؟ شو هاي الجمله دي؟ يعني ايش
تحكي عن انه ايش مو لازم يكون موجود بالبودي اللي هم الكونتنت والجرامر والفوكابولري.
اذا عباره شو بنسميها؟ بنسميها restatement of the thesis.
restatement.
شو يعني restatement؟ يعني
It's
repeating
repeating.
the thesis بس مش نفس اللانجوج. اذا بتلاحظ ارجع الثيسس شو مكتوبه مش نفس اللانجوج تختلف. اوكي اذا شو بنسميها؟ restatement of the thesis. واضح؟ Having this skill is empowering since it has made me a better communicator and student. I have come a long way since I started college and I am now proud of the writing that I produce. هي عبارة عن insight. يعني بيحكي عن حاله كيف ايش when he used these ways he became a good writer and he's proud of of his writing.
Yes.
واضح؟ Any question? Any question?
No.
اوكي هون احنا بنوقف اليوم. اوكي بنشوف الاسبوع الجاي ان شاء الله. اوكي any question? Very question?
Do you want us إنه يعني نحضر للمحاضرة الجاي؟
نعم.
نحضر إشي للمحاضرة الجاي؟
طبعا اللي بعديه على طول. وين وصلنا احنا هون؟ بعديه تفضل.
page number 4.
اوكي البيج اللي بعديه واضح قدام كل شو اسمه مبين قدام الكتاب صح؟
Yes.
خلاص.
Yes.
هيك بكون اسهل يعني اوكي then see you next week. Happy weekend.
Thank you, Doctor.